You guys, it seems like Trisha Paytas is back at it again, stirring up drama and controversy. And this time, it involves none other than the infamous Nikocado Avocado. Yeah, you heard that right. After everything that's gone down between them, Trisha is now calling out to Nikocado for a potential collab. Why, you ask? Well, let's just say Nikocado recently made waves online when he revealed that he's lost a massive 250 lbs.
Nikocado Avocado really is 2 steps ahead. Last week, he dropped a bomb on fans by revealing he'd been uploading pre-recorded content while secretly shedding a whopping 250 pounds. In his video, 2 Steps Ahead, he flaunted his new slim figure and called it the greatest social experiment of his life. But here's where it gets crazy. Turns out, the weight loss might have been an elaborate hoax, as some think the slim footage was filmed before he gained all of the weight. In his latest TikTok, Nikocado mocks his fans for believing his weight loss. He even called them low IQ for thinking that he'd do all of that for internet clout. But wait, it gets weirder. In his post-weight loss videos, he's seen doing Charlie XCX's Apple Dance, which only came out this summer, and dancing in front of a UFC 306 ad, which happened on September 14th. So, was he lying in his latest video? Nikocado reassures his fans that he's not a clone or AI.
I'm not AI. I am real. I'm not a clone. It's kind of crazy how many people are saying I'm AI.
His transformation caught the attention of the internet, bringing him a surge of fame, and now Trisha is seemingly trying to ride that wave. But trust me, this situation is way more layered than just a collab. Let's dive into how Trisha is reaching out to Nikocado and why this situation has all of us raising our eyebrows. So recently, Trisha posted a picture of herself and Nikocado, together with the caption, "Petition for @RealNikocado to come on Just Trish. I have so many questions." This comes after Nikocado shocked everyone with his jaw-dropping weight loss of over 250 pounds. He described it as the greatest social experiment of his life, revealing that he had been posting pre-recorded content for 2 whole years, while secretly losing the weight.
2 steps ahead. I am always 2 steps ahead. This has been the greatest social experiment of my entire life. It's gripping to observe all these unwell, disoriented beings roam the internet in search of stories, thirsty for a distraction from time unspent, spoiling their minds, yet stimulating them at the same time. It's brilliant, and it's dangerous. I feel as if I'm monitoring ants on an ant farm. All these little consumers, all of these lost and bored people consuming anything that they're told to consume. So I am the villain because I've made myself one. And you will continue to consume these stories about me year after year after year, for as long as I tell the internet that I am the villain.
Naturally, this sent the internet buzzing, and Nikocado found himself flooded with new followers and attention, not just from fans, but also from influencers and celebrities who were suddenly very interested in collaborating with him. And, well, it looks like Trisha wanted a piece of that spotlight too. But here is the thing, Trisha seemed to have conveniently forgotten the rocky history between her and Nikocado. Despite the drama they've had in the past, she's still out here, publicly calling on him to join her podcast, Just Trish. Not only that, but she also mentioned Nikocado several times in one of her podcast episodes, where she had Daniel Prada as a guest. During this episode, they talked about how they weren't entirely convinced by Nicocado's weight loss, and even suggested that maybe AI had something to do with it. They questioned why Nikocado hadn't made a documentary about the entire process, wondering where all of his loose skin had gone, and speculating about whether he'd had skin removal surgery.
He gained all this weight, but people are saying now he lost all the way 250 pounds. He's always said he's 2 steps ahead. People think he's this mastermind, right? He's it was a social experiment. It was all this, but you're not buying it.
No, eye roll.
Really?
I hope you felt that eye roll. There's no way. First of all, you're mukbanging on YouTube. You're not doing a social experiment. If you were doing that, you'd be assigned at this point. What is going on? This isn't NASA. We're not at IBM. You did a gag, you got on Ozempic, you lost the weight.
You think?
Now, in this same episode, Trisha did throw in some compliments, saying that Nikocado seemed intelligent, smart, and was overall a nice person. She then expressed her desire to have him on the podcast so she could ask him all about his weight loss journey. But here's where it gets interesting. She also admitted to ghosting him in the past. Yeah, she straight up said that she ghosted Nikocado back then, but at the time, she did not know what ghosting was, so she called it ignoring. And now, after all this time, she's coming clean, all while trying to make amends so that he'll come on her podcast.
Nikocado, right? That he lost all this weight and everyone's really excited for him. So then there's always people like, well, don't forget he's also this bad person. But I think when you have a physical transformation like that, people do respect it more, I guess, respect you more. Because all of a sudden people are like hyping it up. Not to say he's not. I do think, I'm like you, where I'm just going to share my personal experience, where I'm like, he was always very nice to me after the whole thing. And he seemed very smart and intelligent. So I'm not saying he's like this bad person. I would love him on the podcast. I have so many questions. Like you said, like how, why, like, were you interested, like him gaining so much weight? Like maybe that was for a reason, because why else would somebody want to do that? It can't be money.
One fan even commented, the only reason Trisha finally admitted what Nikocado argued all along, and no one believed him, that Trisha ghosted him and lied that she was scared of him just to avoid the backlash. The only reason she's admitting to it is because she's trying to benefit from him by having him on her podcast. Otherwise, I'll never admit it. Same story with Gabby Hanna. But here's the thing. With all the history between them, Trisha is probably the last person who should be reaching out to Nikocado, especially now that he's experiencing this surge of fame. To give you all a little recap, according to Nikocado, the drama started way back in 2016 when Trisha hosted a contest looking for people to create covers of her songs. Nikocado, who was a fan of Trisha's, entered the contest with a violin cover of her song Warrior. Trisha noticed him and not only praised his cover but even told him she was a fan of his. At the time, Nikocado barely had 50,000 followers, so this was a huge deal for him. Trisha went so far as to tell him to DM her and talked about how his cover brought her to tears. She even hinted doing a collab with him. But here's where things took a turn. Nikocado, who already had plans to travel to the US to renew his visa, saw this as the perfect opportunity to meet up with Trisha. He messaged her, hoping to make the collab happen, but after a few messages, Trisha stopped responding. She ghosted him. Nikocado was crushed. He kept trying to reach out even after he had returned to Colombia, but Trisha never responded. Nikocado eventually tried tagging her in one of his videos to get her attention, and that is when Trisha's DMs were leaked, revealing that she hadn't even bothered to open his messages. The situation escalated when Trisha accused Nikocado of being an obsessed fan, which prompted Nikocado to finally speak out. In a video, he exposed everything that had gone down between them, including how Trisha ghosted him and then lied about being scared of him to avoid backlash. Fans were quick to call Trisha out, with many demanding an explanation for her behavior. Instead of addressing the situation head-on, Trisha released a meltdown video trying to garner sympathy. She even posted tweets like, "You don't owe anyone a collab, a visit, or a DM back. If you feel uncomfortable or change your mind, you have every right to protect yourself." But an apology? That wasn't coming anytime soon. Eventually, the backlash caught up with Trisha, and in mid-2019, she apologized to Nikocado. But of course, she also made sure to mention how she had her own struggles at the time, which is why she had to cancel their plans. What she failed to mention, though, is that she never informed Nikocado about the change of plans. Despite all this, the two later patched things up when Trisha invited Nikocado onto her podcast in 2020, putting the drama behind them. And now, here we are in 2024, with Trisha once again calling out Nikocado. But given their messy past, people are not here for it. One commenter wrote, "Trish had balls to ask Nick to hang out again after all that." Another fan said, "I think it would be hilarious if Nick actually DM'd Trish back and said, 'Yes, let's fly out,' and then when she showed up, he ghosted her." Others were quick to bring up Trisha's personal life, with one commenter saying, "Trisha needs to stop worrying about Nico and worry about her kid." So why exactly is Trisha reaching out to Nikocado now? Could it be that she's hoping to capitalize on his newfound fame? After all, Nikocado is still keeping quiet about all of the Trisha's public invitations. If they were really on good terms, you'd think she would just slide into his DMs privately, right? But no, she's only reaching out to him publicly. Let me know what you guys think. Will Nikocado respond to Trisha's petition for a collab, or will he ghost her right back? Is Trisha just trying to gain clout of Nikocado now that he's gotten all of this attention? And what do you think of Nicocado's weight loss journey? Do you think it's opened more doors for him to collaborate with other influencers? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe to keep posted on all the latest celebrity drama. Until next time, loves. Bye.